Hello?
Good afternoon. Do you have an attorney?
No. You asking me?
That's correct.
Do I have an attorney? No.
Okay, we'll get you on with the prosecutor in just a moment.
Okay.
A licensed dog ×2. Okay, Guy Ross, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
On the record in the matter of the people of the City of Lansing versus Guy Dominic Ross, file number 22-01650. Mr. Ross, today was the date, the time set for a arraignment for a probation violation. I have here a request and summons for a probation violation. The allegations are that you committed the following technical probation violations: that you failed to report to probation back on March 13, 2023, that you failed to make payments on your fines and costs, and that no payments have been made, at least at the time of this request on March 17th, and that you failed to attend the intensive outpatient substance abuse program at Mid-Michigan Recovery Services, that your last date of attendance was back on February 8th, 2023. And sir, you have the right to have a contested hearing. You have the right to be represented by counsel during that hearing, and you have the right to have the city attorney's office and the probation department bring sufficient evidence to establish by a preponderance of the evidence whether or not you have violated the terms of your probation status. If you have been found to violate your probation can be revoked, or it can be extended. You can be sentenced to a term of jail time.
I understand, Your Honor.
Give me just a moment. You can be sentenced to a term of jail time, or you could have fines or other sanctions or programming added to your probation status. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney during this process. Are you requesting court-appointed counsel to represent you during this violation?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so you do not want to be represented by an attorney during this violation process?
Well, yeah, actually, yes, ma'am, I do. I do, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna note here that you're requesting court-appointed counsel. We're gonna set this for a hearing. Let me make sure it's on a city date. And then I'm gonna get you in a private meeting room with Mr. Lee from the Public Defender's Office, okay?
Okay.
April 4th at 1:15. Your hearing's April 4th at 1:15.
Okay.
The court will enter a plea of not guilty at this time. Do you have any questions for the court right now?
No, ma'am, I don't, Your Honor.
Okay, let me get you in room 3 with Mr. Lee.
Thank you.
No problem. Ms. Cotner, we don't have your fingerprints.
I gave them down at the police station.
When did you do that?
On the 2nd of March is when I was fingerprinted.
Where's the question? Okay, those prints were prior to the arraignment. So once you were arraigned, there was an order for you to come in and get prints done. So you're gonna have to report to the building to get your prints done, okay?
Okay, I was not told that. So
No worries. I assumed you weren't.
okay.
And I wish I had there was a better system because I can see your fingerprints in this file,
Mhm.
but they say those ones don't count.
Okay. So I just need to go back to the
You'll come to the same building the court's in, City
okay.
Hall, but you'll go to the first floor. And there should have been an order for your fingerprints from the court, okay?
Okay. Is there a specific date I need to do that by?
You need to do it by Friday of this week.
Okay. I will do that.
Okay. Should I bring?
You can bring Mr. Morris back, Judge.
Okay,
They can be dismissals.
they're both dismissals. They're gonna bring it back. Are you still in there?
No, here it comes.
Oh, okay. Okay, Mr. Morris, your cases have been dismissed, okay?
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good morning or evening, or actually afternoon. Be well.
Same to you.
Thank you.
One of the dogs.
Oh, I haven't even watching this yet. Oh, darn.
Okay, Jarrell Mitchell.
Yes.
That's the other one. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jarrell Mitchell in file number 20-02243. Mr. Mitchell, today is the date set for an arraignment on a probation violation, and I have before me a request and summons for probation violation that alleges that you committed the following technical violations of probation, that you violated the amended order of probation from March 8th, 2023, which included a failure to test at EverHealth, which would report on 3/13/23, and that the technician watched the defendant pour a substance out of a green bottle into a specimen cup. The defendant became aggressive and pressed the technician to accept the sample, is what the allegation is. So you have the right to a contested hearing.
You okay?
Let's see here. There's another violation here. Also, it says amended violation of 3/8/23. The allegations that you failed to test at EverHealth on that date and time. It says the technician spotted a bottle with a urine-like substance on the defendant, and defendant refused to hand over the bottle, became agitated, and tried to bribe the technician. So in this matter, sir, you have the right to have a contested hearing, and you have the right to be represented by an attorney during this hearing. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney to represent you, you can make a request to have the public defender's office represent you at the expense of the public. I believe you were represented by the public defender's office in the underlying matter, so you would most likely be eligible for their representation during this matter. You have the right to have the prosecution and the probation department put forth evidence to establish by a preponderance of the evidence whether or not you in fact violated the terms of your probation as alleged. It states here.
Your Honor, can I tell you what happened?
No, you cannot. Not at this time. I'm not finished advising you of your rights, okay?
All right.
It states here that you've already waived another technical violation, at least back on February 13th, 2023. So understanding that if you are found to be in violation of your probation status, you can have your probation revoked, your probation could be extended, you could be sentenced to a term of jail time, you could be placed on a scram, tether, or sober link, or you can have other sanctions or programming added. Do you understand the possible penalties, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you want an attorney to advise you before you speak?
No.
Okay, so you want to waive your right to be represented by an attorney during this hearing?
Yes.
Okay, did you want to plead guilty, plead not guilty, or have a hearing?
Plead guilty.
Okay, can you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear or affirm the information you're going to provide is truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury.
Yes.
You can put your hand down. Anybody forcing you or threatening you to waive your right to counsel?
No.
And you're fully understanding of the possible penalties if you're found to be in violation of your probation status? You're muted. You understand the possible penalties, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're waiving them to enter a plea of guilty at this time?
Yes.
Okay, what makes you guilty of the violation?
So, Your Honor, honestly, like I've been on probation for 1 year, right? And I've been, it's not like I ain't been trying. Like I've been giving it my heart to trying to get off. They had switched my probation officer, and it's like my new probation officer, it's like, it's nothing I can do right. Like, you know, like I go off energy, right? And it's like, ever since I got her, it's like her energy been so like off, like just, you know, like, I don't know, like I don't really know how to say it. I don't know if she very new and I'm one of her first probationers, because it's like every little thing she just go hard. So now I know that, you know, on the violations, I said I was guilty because I was, but it wasn't because I was trying to hide the fact that like I was getting high. And I had a toothache, right? I had went to the hospital and I had gave her the paper that I had a real bad toothache. And my girl had got she had got like some Percocets, and she was giving it to the tooth. It was unbearable. Like I ended up getting it pulled or not, but I was so scared that I didn't know. I didn't want to tell my peers. She got me so scared that I didn't want to violate at all. Like I've been trying to get off.
You're muted.
She ended up extending me. So then after that, I was supposed to get off again, and she ended up extending me again. So it's like I can't do nothing right. So I was so scared. And that's what happened at the drop place. That's why I admitted guilty, because I did go in there, but I didn't want to violate. Like it's nothing I want to do more than get off this probation. And I've been trying. Like I done did everything I was supposed to do. I done did. It's not like that I just ain't been trying. Like I've been on for 1 year, Judge, and I haven't messed. This is the first time that I messed up. And it's not like I was trying to get high. Like my tooth, I had a doctor's note and I had showed it to her, but I wasn't. They prescribed me Narcos, but the Narcos weren't working. My girl had gave me some shit. Now that's where I had messed up at, because I should have never took them. But that was the only thing that had took the pain away. So it's not like that I was getting high. In the drop, man, I never. Judge, I'm 150, 5'5". Like how can I be aggressive? Man, big as hell. I never was aggressive with him. Nothing. I just didn't want to drop dirty at all. Like I didn't want to violate. She got me so scared. I don't want to do nothing wrong. I don't want to breathe wrong.
Okay. You had a violation back in February, and according to that, it looks like you signed a technical waiver for hearing for that one. You used that excuse already. You said you were taking your girlfriend's prescribed pain medication. So you gotta have an excuse for this one.
No, that violation. I never used that. That was the same as that was for my tooth. That's when I had got her. That's when I had gave her the.
I'm not discounting that. I don't really care if it was for your tooth or your toenail. What I know is that you used that excuse for the violation on the 27th of February, and so then you got a new one.
Yeah, that's the sign. I hadn't got it pulled yet. I hadn't got my tooth pulled.
Also, you were saying you were still using the same Percocets?
Yeah, when I had went to the drop place. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't.
Gotcha. And so that's why you tested positive, at least back on the one that you waived, to say you tested positive.
I didn't even know that I waived.
For oxymorphine.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like
so you were continuing to take that at the time that you appeared for testing, and there was a alleged green bottle with a specimen.
Yes.
What was in this? What was the specimen, sir?
It was P.
But not yours?
No.
Okay.
I didn't want to violate. I didn't want to violate. You know, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm not saying that what I did.
And you didn't think that coming with fake urine or someone else's urine was a violation?
No, I didn't. I rather just had tried. I didn't want to. I didn't want to violate. Like I didn't know.
So you didn't. That wasn't my question. You didn't think that coming for your drug drop with a cup of someone else's urine was a violation? Or you just thought you was going to get over the system with someone else's pee? Is that what you thought?
I tried. I didn't want to violate, man.
But you did violate, correct?
Yes.
You knew that you had a condition of probation that stated that you were not to use, purchase, or possess drugs without a valid prescription, correct?
Yes.
And you did not have a valid prescription for the substance in which you were ingesting. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm satisfied with the factual basis. I found your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. The recommendation of the probation is to terminate probation and to impose a term of jail.
What?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. I tried to advise you multiple times about the possibilities of what could happen if you wanted to waive your right to be represented by an attorney at this, and I told you about the possible penalties. You said you completely understood. Where's this proof that you had a dental issue? Where's this proof at?
I had gave her a letter from the hospital.
Who?
My PO.
Who did you had give it to?
I had gave it to my probation officer.
To Miss Bayless?
Yes.
Okay, hang tight. Did somebody call her up here, please?
Your Honor, can you please not revoke it? Can you please give me a chance? I've been
Hang
known
tight.
for-
Hang tight. Hang tight. I'm gonna have her bring the letter, okay?
All right.
You can approach. I'm gonna swear you in. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
And you can have a seat. I have Derek Mitchell here, and you supervise him at this time, correct?
Your Honor, sorry, they told me I was here for Justin Moore. That's the file we grabbed.
Oh, nope. It's
And
not
the
just.
email I put Derek Mitchell. Sorry, that's what the clerk's down there told me I was coming up for.
Okay, well, you may be able to answer this. Do you remember who Derek Mitchell is?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Which clerk? I'm sorry?
I didn't talk to a clerk. Did you talk to? Who did you radio?
Yeah, we didn't say who. But more may be set for a hearing. That's probably what it is. More is set for hearing. The issue is, Mitchell was not set for a hearing today. Mitchell was actually set for an arraignment, but he's waived it and he wanted to plead guilty.
Okay.
So we have an issue with the factual, or I guess we got the factual basis, but his statements to the court was that he was taking his girlfriend's medication or painkillers and that he provided a dental note. And I just wanted to know if you ever received a notice from the dentist from him.
I did receive a note for, is he on Zoom?
He is.
Okay, sorry. I did receive a note for the prescribed medication, not the additional medication he was positive for.
Okay. And it was for the same time frame in which he was taking the other prescription or the other medication?
Correct.
Got it. Okay. Mr. Mitchell, is that the note you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
That you had a dental issue and that you were prescribed one medication, but not the medication that you were taking?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Anything else you want the court to consider before we sentence you?
Your Honor, like I said, it's nothing that I want to do more than complete this probation. Like so I don't know, like I've been on for a year and this is my first time seeing you. Like it's not like that I ain't been trying. Like I really been trying. Like it's
I
not
know,
like
okay. I recognize it's your first time seeing me and I recognize you believe that it's because Ms. Bayless has it out for you. He did say that.
I don't understand why.
No, I gave you plenty of time to talk. It's my turn. But the issue is that Ms. Bayless has had to pick up on this file where the previous probation officer left off, and there wasn't very much oversight under the previous probation officer. So some things may or may not have slipped through the cracks. And so just because she picked up on these multiple violations that you have, doesn't mean that she was looking for something just because she has it out for you. And contrary to your previous statement that you think this is one of the first cases that she's had, I could be wrong, but you were a probation officer in another court?
Correct.
So she's not new to probation supervision, sir. Okay? So I want to clarify that. But what we do know is that you appeared to go get testing after being well aware, because you had been on probation for over a year, that you were not to use, purchase, or possess any drugs without a valid prescription. You knew you were taking something without a valid prescription. You had previously, it appears, waived a technical violation regarding essentially the same thing, and then you did it again when, if in fact you had an actual medical issue, you could have probably just got a valid prescription, but that didn't happen. You decided instead that you were going to come to test because you thought you were smarter than EverHealth, and you were going to bring some cold urine that belonged to someone else. And so you're not going to get a pass on that, sir. Whether you had a toothache or a toenail pain, I don't care. You violated the terms, and it says the 7th technical waiver. I'm sorry, technical violation. And so with that being stated, the court is going to discharge you from probation, and you're going to serve 3 days in Ingham County Jail for the violation, okay?
All right.
You need to turn yourself in within the next 24 hours.
You said I'm gonna serve 3 days?
3 days.
All right.
Do you have any questions?
No. So turn myself in at the jail?
That's correct.
All right.
You're all set.
All right.
Thank you.
That's just one wrong.
Oh, you know, I'm not sure. We'll see. He just logged in. Oh, we're having a hearing?
No,
Oh,
but I may, but
Got it.
we might have some questions.
Yeah.
before we get Mr. Moore. You don't have to sit right there while we're doing it. Let's see. didn't have to sit back. You could have, you don't have to sit in the back either, but
No.
you can just be off the screen. Let's see. This is a litany of people here.
Connor's just gonna be in a simple adjournment, Your Honor, and it's hopefully next available date.
Cotner,
Yeah, I got a late
Okay.
appointment, no discovery.
she's gonna come in for
Oh, no, fingerprints.
fingerprints.
Third or 2:30.
Ms. Cotner, we're resetting you for April 3rd at
10:30.
10:30, okay? Oh, you're muted, ma'am.
Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
were you speaking to me?
No, but you can start your video, please.
Oh, I thought I did.
Ms. Cotner, can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Did you have any questions?
No, thank you. It was
Okay.
April
Thank-
3rd at 10:30?
Correct.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who else are we waiting for?
I have Mr. Bywater here. Joshua James should be approved from Union County Jail. Then we have Justin Moore.
You ready on Bywater?
I am.
We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jimmy Bywater, file number 23-00388 SM, council appearance.
Brian Ring on behalf of
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Jimmy Bywater, who is standing to my rights.
Thank you, Mr. Bywater. Today was the date that was set for pre-trial. I have a plea sheet here. It says that you're pleading guilty to an added count 2 of receiving and concealing stolen property less than 200 under Michigan Compile Law 750.5355. That's a misdemeanor, maximum penalty 93 days and or $500 and or 3 times the amount or the value of the property. Is that what you recall your plea offer to be, sir?
Yes,
And you want to accept that offer?
I do.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. I'm gonna advise the rights and plea information sheet with today's date on it. That's your signature, sir?
Yes,
And you read this document?
yes, I have.
You understand these rights?
I do.
You have any questions about the rights that you would have to waive in order to accept this offer?
No, I do not.
So you understand that you're giving up your right to have a trial, you have a right to a jury trial. And at the time of trial, you have the right to the presumption of innocence. So you're innocent until the prosecution can prove you guilty. You have the right to have the prosecution prove each element of the charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt at trial. You have the right to see, hear, or question any of the witnesses they intend to call. You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence that you believe would further defense to the charge. You have the right to remain silent and not have silence be used against you at trial. You understand that you're giving up all of those rights?
I do.
Anybody threatening you to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty?
No, there is not.
Has there been any promises made to you in exchange for a guilty plea?
No, there is
You're currently on probation, parole, or on bond on another matter.
not. No, I am not.
Who are you in custody for now? Because it's not this one.
Clinton County for possession of meth.
So you're on bond or you're on probation for it?
He's serving a sentence.
You're serving a
Serving
sentence?
sentence,
Okay, and how long are you gonna be in custody there for?
Until July 24th. I got sentenced to 365.
Okay, sounds good. And then you understand that a guilty plea can result in a conviction that you may need to report to either a future employer or to your current employer.
Yes,
A guilty plea can also result in a conviction that may have impact on travel status you may be seeking or immigration status that you may be seeking. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay, you want to give up all of those rights with that understanding?
I do.
As to the added count 2 of receiving and concealing stolen property, less than 200, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Factual basis, counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, Mr. Bywater, on February 2nd of 2023, were you in the city of Lansing at or near South Holmes Street and East Kalamazoo Street?
I was.
All right, and at that time, were you in possession of a moped?
I was.
All right, and you were stopped by the Lansing Police Department, correct?
Yes, I was.
All right, and it was discovered that the moped was stolen, correct? Reported
Yes,
stolen.
correct.
And you did know or have reason to know that that property was stolen,
I
correct?
do.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Mr. Ring, any questions?
None, thank you.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea and find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. Is there any restitution on this?
Oh, there is, Your Honor. I don't have it at this time. We'd like to set that for the restitution hearing and sentencing at the same time.
Sounds good. I'm sorry? No. April 17th at 8:30 will be your sentencing, okay? I'm not referring you to probation because you're under sentence on another matter, okay?
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
No, I do not.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, for the people. Thank you, Your Honor.
And none for defense. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Moore. Did you need to speak with him at all?
I have already.
Okay.
Yes.
We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Justin Deshaun Moore. File number 21-03261, council appearance.
Hartering on behalf of people.
And Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Justin Moore, who is appearing separately by video.
Okay, Mr. Moore, today was the date set for your hearing on a probation violation that you were previously arraigned on by me back on March 13th. You pled not guilty and requested a hearing, and you asked to be represented by counsel. You are represented by Ms. Donnelly from the Public Defender's Office. She is present here in the court. We also have a representative from the probation department here. How are we proceeding, counsel?
Your Honor, at this time as it pertains to violation number 16, that he failed to complete and attend an alcohol education program at PATS as directed. Mr. Moore has completed that education program. It was completed on March 6th. He has provided the proof to both myself and the probation department. In regards to violation 13, he doesn't contest that he tested positive for alcohol on February 24th, so we would not be requesting a hearing at this time.
Okay, we do have the proof of that, ma'am.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so violation number 16 will be withdrawn. You said he completed on the 6th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and he wants to waive his hearing as to the other violation and enter a guilty plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's correct, Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. And you've been advised of your rights to have a contested hearing, and the parties are ready to proceed on that as to violation number 13, that you tested positive for alcohol with the ETG of 2,652 nanograms per milliliter at Adams South back on February 24th, 23. And you want to waive your hearing on that and enter a guilty plea?
Yes.
We like threatening you to get you to waive your hearing?
No.
Any promises being made to you in exchange for you pleading guilty to the violation?
No.
You understand that a guilty plea could result in your probation status being extended. You can be sentenced to a term of jail time, or you can have additional sanctions such as more testing or sober link or tether attached as a result of the violation.
Yes.
Okay. As to the violation that you tested positive for alcohol on February 24th, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Factual basis, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Moore, when you were put on probation, were you aware that you were not allowed to be using alcohol?
Yes.
And you were also ordered to test for alcohol at AverHealth, correct?
Yes.
And so did you use alcohol on or about or before February 24th?
Yes.
All right, and what kind of alcohol did you use?
Alcohol.
What was you
Regular
drinking?
alcohol. It was Hennessy, I believe.
Uh-huh.
So, and you knew it was, and you knew what you were drinking was alcohol when you're drinking it, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, no further questions.
Any questions from the people?
Not for the people. Thank you, Your Honor.
Court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea if I can plea be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. The recommendation from Mr. Hannah is for the court to continue probation. The suggestion, this is not suggested to impose jail time, but to add outpatient if probation is continued. Ms. Donnelly, did you want to address sentencing?
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, in regards to sentencing, just let the court to consider that Mr. Moore has been on probation now since, I believe it was June. Let me go back on that one, Your Honor, but he was supposed to be off of probation on February 17th. So right now we are in a process of extending it. The court could knows that it could also extend it further. Mr. Moore did glean a lot from the alcohol education class that he got in March. He wanted the court to know, he was proud of himself for how well he was doing on probation. He was paying for the testing, even though it was, $50 or, it was expensive. He's proud of himself for completing the alcohol education program. And like I said, he learned a lot about alcohol abuse from it, about what it does to the body, that sort of thing. So he has continued to work. That's his main stressor. He reports that around this time, his car got repoed. He's always worrying about the bill. So unfortunately, it led to him making bad choices. But Your Honor, I do believe that at this point he has completed what was previously ordered from the court in regards to his alcohol usage. If he feels like if he's in a good place, and then he just wants to continue working, doing what he needs to do to support himself and his family. But whatever the court deems, we just wanted to consider that all those things. Thank you, Your Honor.
So here's the thing. According to my records, Mr. Moore, you were supposed to end probation on the 17th. So you celebrated thinking you were done, probably. You tested on the 24th. And that was after the probation should have actually ended. You just partied a little too soon, sir. It's a little too early to turn up. I'm gonna throw you a bone. I'm gonna discharge you from probation. You're all set.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, who is next? Mr. Yang is present. Who is on the rebel court?
Michael Johnson.
Mr. Lee, that's Mr. Lee's case.
Yes.
Mr. Lee, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Represent Michael Johnson.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, do you need to speak to him?
No, we're prepared to proceed.
Okay, we need Mr. Johnson's fingerprints.
Okay.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, Your Honor.
We need your fingerprints. Can you come in this week to get that taken care of?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Lee, are we sending for final pretrial?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
If I may, Mr. Lee, can we just set this for one more pretrial pending that felony matter too? See what
That's
shakes out
fine.
from that.
Yes, I have no objection to that.
He has another matter.
He has another felony matter, Judge. He was set to take a plea on it last week, and then we adjourned that matter due to this new file. So we could set this date for after that, and we might be able to complete.
What is the
both
next
of them.
matter set for?
I was just looking that up. We might be able to complete them both on that. Yeah. April 13th. Then.
Okay, we'll set it. Want to set it on April 13th?
We can set it on April 13th. We can set it after April 13th. I expect to try to handle both of them. Wrap them
Set it
both up
April
in one
13th,
plea.
since he'll be here. Okay, we'll set this one for April 13th at 8:30. Do you have any questions, Mr. Johnson?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll see you April 13th. Don't forget to get your fingerprints on this file, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You said
You're
Joshua
welcome.
James is in custody? Zoom user?
Yes.
What's your name, ma'am?
Lourandi Limas.
Okay, Lourandi Limas. That's Mr. Lee? Okay. Mr. Lee, did you need to meet with her?
No, we're prepared to proceed, Your Honor.
Okay. Are we set it for final pretrial?
Yes, Your Honor.
No offer?
No, I'll do the same, please.
Trial, April 24th. And jury trial, May 1st. Final pretrial, April 24th, 8 a.m. in person at the court. Jury trial, May 1st, 8 a.m. in person at the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Ms. Limas, do you have any questions?
No, I don't. Not right now.
Okay, any additional issues today, counsel?
Nothing for the people. Thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set, Ms. Limas.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Angel Robinson. Who's representing Ms. Robinson? Mr. Yang, is that your client?
Yes, Your Honor, that would be me.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan. First is Angel Sharice Robinson, file number 23-00475, council appearance.
Brian Ring on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. We're both present via Zoom today.
Bless you. Okay, the court is in receipt of a letter from the Haywood, the alleged victim. Did you get a copy of that
I
letter?
did not have a copy of the Judge.
Can you make a copy and make sure Mr. Yang gets a copy? and I'll let you both get a copy of that letter for your review. The basic concern or allegation is the alleged victim's concern, he says, for his safety, and that he's continues to have issues, he says, where he alleges with the defendant, and that she tried to run him over with a car. He was making a request for GPS tether. That letter, however, is dated for March 9th. We have an arraignment on here from February 10th, in which she was advised. No, she was arraigned on the 16th of March. Looks like she didn't have the original arraignment date. That arraignment was reset. Nonetheless, on the 16th, which was after that letter, she was advised of the no contact order. I don't see any allegations of violation, so I don't know that her bond needs to be addressed.
Judge, if I may, I did speak with him for a little bit this afternoon on the phone. He did let me know that she is showing up in public places that he is. Well, that's not necessarily a direct violation of the order because it's not where he lives, works, or goes to school. That she is showing up in those public places and staring him down. I told him, I let him know that, you know, if such a time comes where he is threatened, or if the fact that it is within 2,000 feet of where he lives, works, or goes to school, then he should make a report to the LPD.
What kind of public places are we talking about here?
He was talking about some kind of, I believe it was some kind of fair or something for a child. And he was at some kind of fair or something for a child.
Okay.
I believe it was the gist of the matter.
And that she was there and stared him down.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Yang.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is the first I've heard of anything of that nature. I would ask that bond continue. Again, no contact order. And I will discuss with Ms. Robinson, but because this is the first I've heard of it, continue to as is. And she is on a scram tether with Judge Kennedy. And she was put on that for 90 days. I think she's probably about 30 days into that already. And so it would be a financial burden for her. And just hearing about this now, I'd ask that I have an opportunity to speak to Ms. Robinson to make sure I understand what's going on before bond is modified.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be correct. It said in 2016, she attempted to run him over. So that wasn't an allegation of any recent contact in that regard. I would at this point continue probation. I don't see any violations at this time. Ms. Robinson, I'm just gonna remind you of the no contact order. And so you're not to be in contact directly or indirectly with Haywood Greenwood. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to say here, you're not to be within, and I recognize with the no contact order, but that I didn't arraign you, and I'm going to amend it because this is not my standard. My standard is you're not to be within 1,500 feet of him. You understand that?
Yes.
So that's your new order, not just where he works, lives, or goes to school. That will include where he picks up his dry cleaning, where he goes to grocery store shopping, where he's walking his dog. You can't be within 1,500 feet of him for any reason, okay?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Okay, other than that, bond conditions will continue. Again, I have not seen or heard of any alleged violations so far. Hopefully we'll continue along that path. As to the malicious destruction of property, how are we dealing with that?
Here, I believe we're gonna leave this for a final pretrial and jury trial. There was an offer to be made, which was to plead to an added count two of malicious destruction of property less than 200 plus restitution.
Okay, so that offer was made to your client, Mr. Yang?
Your Honor, that offer was provided to me earlier today. I have not had an opportunity to speak to my client. I did let the people know that let's keep it on for a final pretrial, and I'll discuss it with her between now and then. And if we have a resolution, we can take care of it at that time.
Sounds good.
Trial April 24th at 8 a.m. Jury trial May 1st.
Final pretrial, April 24th at 8 o'clock in the morning in person at the court. Jury trial, May 1st at 8 o'clock in the morning in person at the court. The offer will expire 1 week prior to the jury trial. Do you have any questions, Ms. Robinson?
No.
Okay, any additional matters for the record today, counsel?
Nothing on behalf of people. Thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing on behalf. Thank you.
Okay, and Ms. Robinson, we need your fingerprints.
Okay, I've done fingerprints last year.
That's wonderful. We need your fingerprints this year on this file.
I said, okay.
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
I'll discuss that with her and make sure that as well as
I need them by this week, Mr. Yang.
yes, Your Honor, I'll speak with her about that as well as the new bond application as well. So
Thank you.
thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we ready with Mr. Archery?
Thank you.
Thank you. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Dustin Hartering, file numbers 22-02529. Council appearance.
Brian Ring on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Justin Hartering, who is appearing separately by video.
Okay, Mr. Hartering, today's date set for pretrial on a malicious destruction of property dog and a dog license vaccination. How are we proceeding, counsel?
The offer.
Oh, there was an offer, Your Honor. At this time, it was just to plead to an impeding the dismissal files.
Who wants to accept?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's correct, sir. You want to accept responsibility to impeding traffic?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, your fine is $125. When can you make payment?
Can I do 2 from now? Can I do 50? Then another 2 weeks, can I do another 50? And then weeks after that, do the rest of it, the 25 or 20? I didn't hear what.
Very good. You absolutely can do that. You can make your payments online, the court website, or you can come up in person and make payment at the criminal traffic window, or you can mail check and money order. You just need to use this case number when you make the payment, okay?
All right.
Any questions?
No.
All right, you're all set, sir. Thank you. Anybody heard from Zinger?
No.
And Mr. James is in custody?
Yeah, Joshua James, yes, is in custody.
What's up with that big one?
Oh, is he not ready? Okay.
Did it bring him over?
That's fine. He has felony matters that we need to work on.
I don't know, ever since they've been in this new jail, they've been struggling to get people on. Let's see, we don't know where Mr. Zinger is, we'll bring him. And then you said Mr. James has a felony?
Has a few felonies that are still awaiting preliminary exams. As well.
I wanted to get a bond amendment, so if there's any possibility he goes to a rehab, it could convert to a PR. So just to.
Well, this is felony hearings.
They were just, I believe they were just last week, but he was put on suicide watch in the jail, I believe, so he didn't come up, so.
Got it.
We had to adjourn those.
And he's no longer on suicide watch?
Maybe that's why he's not. I know I talked, me and Luke had a probably come with him on the 21st.
Let's see if we can call over and see what's happening. So he had so we reset.
We reset the PEs.
So when?
I don't remember. I'm trying to get on my
This
system
is
right
April
now.
13th, I believe, is what Luke put in.
That's probably correct.
He probably has a bond that would need to be amended on those two then.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, if in fact he does get accepted into rehab, we'll have to amend all of them. So I'm just gonna reset this one until the 13th.
Okay.
Yeah, 9:30. 13th at 9:30.